Williams. I have the great honor and privilege of serving as ICBA chairman this year. Wow, there are just so many things that were great about being chairman this year. My wife, Karen, and I have had a great time. If I had to narrow down one thing, though, that was kind of most memorable, it is the relationships that we built as we traveled across this country, and realizing that while there are different cultures and different dialects, community bankers are just great people. Typically, the biggest pain points associated with community banking they come out of Washington, D.C. That's probably the biggest reason to be a member, because not only is the advocacy going to happen, but you have a hand in it when you're an ICBA member. You have a chance to be part of it. The education offerings that ICBA has are wonderful. And then the newest leg of the stool, the innovation efforts that are helping us to identify companies that can help us be able to offer high tech and high touch at the same time and be able to effectively compete. The bottom line for me, though, is that you want to be part of the fight. You want to be in there. It's easy to sit back from afar and watch, but when you can be part of it and you can be involved in what's going on, it's certainly a lot more satisfying. Advocacy is the primary reason that most people join ICBA. But it's because of the fact that we're so impacted by the decisions that come out of Washington, not only from Congress, but from our regulators as well. Capitol Summit is a huge part of that. It gives us a chance as community bankers to come to the Capitol en masse and spend time on the Hill lobbying for the issues that impact community banks. I'm proud of the fact that community banks have a great reputation on Capitol Hill. Congress and even the regulators understand that the difference in our relationship banking model is what separates us from some of the larger banks. We're more in focus with our customers, with our communities, and it's about relationships, not transactions. It's very important that community bankers spend that quality time coming to Washington, D.C., sharing information with each other, and then going to Capitol Hill and addressing directly with our members of Congress and our senators the issues that impact community banks and our ability to grow our communities.
Hey, hello, I'm Dave Carr. I'm with the Plateau Group. I'm a Vice President of Marketing. I've been working closely with ICBA now since 2008, and my territory is the continental United States. What I enjoy most about servicing community banks is the interaction with all of the community bankers, with the presidents, the CEOs, their staff, as well as all the ICBA folks. They've become good friendships over the years. This is Greg Jansen. I'm the National Sales Manager for the Plateau Group, based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. We enjoy being a preferred service provider for the ICBA Group. The luxury we have of being able to interact with so many community banks allows us to become a great business partner with them. If you're not here, you don't know what you're missing.
At Intrify, we serve thousands of banks and financial institutions of all sizes across the country, including the majority of community banks, minority-owned depository institutions, and CDFIs. Using our patented technology and extensive experience, we built our bank network, the largest of its kind, and developed solutions to help banks enhance franchise value, reduce costs, and diversify funding, regardless of the business or economic environment. With ICS or Intrify Cash Service and Cedars, your bank can offer access to millions in FDIC insurance through participating network banks. In addition to safety, one of the key benefits of ICS and Cedars deposit solutions is simplicity. Large depositors don't necessarily want to open multiple accounts at multiple banks to protect their money. The ability to access millions in FDIC insurance through Intrify's network of banks means they don't have to. They can work directly with just your institution, a potential boon to your franchise value and to the communities you support. Intrify, offering trusted deposit solutions for over 20 years. Learn more. Visit Intrify.com or call 866-776-6426.
Hi, I'm Chris Montesanti from Jack Henry, and I am from St. Petersburg, Florida. As a preferred service provider, ICBA has vetted and approved more than 30 Jack Henry complementary solutions. Most of those solutions can be used on any core, not just Jack Henry, and they range from lending to digital banking to information security and more. Please come by our booth and check us out.
Most community financial institutions don't just need a payments network, they need a partner like Visa. We know what it's like to start small, and we know what it's like to grow. Today, as one of the largest digital payments companies in the world, Visa has resources, turnkey solutions, and strategic partnerships to help you be more forward-thinking, unlock new opportunities and new possibilities, and better navigate the changing payments landscape. We're more than a payments network. We're an extension of your team, offering cutting-edge technology, innovative products and services, and important tools that enable you to make greater connections at the local level. Visa has a team dedicated to your community who will get to know you and your business. We'll help you optimize performance, accessing Visa's benchmark analytics to inform actionable insights, and provide resources and solutions designed to grow with your business. See what a partnership with Visa can do for your community. Connect with our team today.
Hi, I'm Bill Pusey. I'm the EVP of Member Relations, and I am really happy to be here. And I think one of the things that I bring to this role is having been a banker myself for 14 years. It really gives me the ability to empathize with our member bankers. So one of the best ways to get the most out of your ICBA membership is to really leverage as many of the resources within your own bank. And I would urge a member bank to really be holistic and to go deeper and broader within the bank so that you have as much exposure to the different pieces that are available at the ICBA. So making the most of your ICBA membership, one of the things that I really focus on with new members is trying to get deeper and broader within the bank. In the past, it seems that it tends to stop in the C-suite. And one of the things I think that is critical for a bank to really get the most out of their ICBA membership is to have other departments and go into the next level and to try and bring in your innovation team to meet our innovation lab and our accelerator programs and to diversify and spread the lift, because that's when you really get to maximize that investment in your membership, which we appreciate. We are in the midst of our renewal and we're over 96% for this year, and we appreciate you making that lift and investment in the ICBA. Also assigning a ICBA champion, somebody who may be that next tier banker. It's a nice way to also develop your talent within the bank, because now they're getting some board exposure and senior management, and it just brings the next generation of banker to the table.
First Federal was organized in 1955 as a mutual savings and loan. Our emphasis then was on mortgage loans for our customers and friends and family in the community. First Federal currently has around $350 million in assets, so we're not too large, but we're kind of proud of ourselves. And we currently have 56 employees spread across 6 branches in southeast Mississippi. Community service that we provide helps us build team building, which gives us a better whole outlook on the way we do things. But we've always had a big emphasis on the American Heart Association. We've been able to provide funds for them through fundraisers and raffles. This year we've decided to allow the employees to nominate and choose an additional organization to support, and something that they would all feel passionate about and can all get behind. As a lot of people are aware, the Bank of Anguilla was affected by a tornado, as well as a lot of the surrounding Mississippi Delta, in March of 2023. Since we're familiar with hurricanes and the devastation that they cause in our area, we wanted to do something in some small way to help the Bank of Anguilla begin to recover. So we formed a committee and we decided that we would do a fish fry fundraiser, which turned out to be very successful. We raised a few $1,000s, which was a drop in the bucket in the big picture as far as what the bank needed, but we felt like we provided some emphasis to get them back on their feet. We're trying to help someone, we're not trying to pat ourselves on the back. The impact on the bank is the positive feedback we get from the employees, just by the team building part of it. As well as that, we also have a good time doing that. We hope that the community can see that this is not about us and that we're more than just a financial institution. We are here to help to recognize the needs of those around us and try to do our part to meet those needs, and we think we do a good job in doing that.
Cross Bank began as Cross County Bank in 1891 in Wynne, Arkansas. The name Cross Bank honors our heritage and solidifies our future as a locally owned and operated community bank operating in 4 counties in eastern Arkansas. Being involved in the community is a natural way to build a brand and grow your bank. Supporting nonprofit organizations with volunteers, donations, and sponsorships helps the bank grow because you're improving the quality of life in your communities. Community service is very important at Cross Bank because we live, work, and play here. We've done business with our friends and neighbors right here in eastern Arkansas for over 130 years, and that means a lot to us. Our people genuinely care and they want to be involved in serving the community that they call home. On March 31st, Wynne, Arkansas experienced an EF3 tornado that devastated a lot of the town. The high school was leveled, dozens of homes and businesses were destroyed, and hundreds of people were displaced. The following morning, I received a call from one of our lenders who works at a branch outside of Wynne who said, "I feel like I need to do something to help. Would you mind if me and a buddy set up in front of the bank to cook hamburgers and hot dogs for anyone who needs something to eat?" Well, the next day, several employees were helping he and his family provide meals to first responders, relief workers, policemen, firemen, and anyone in the community who needed something to eat. They set up on Sunday as well, and I believe they provided over 2,000 meals in those 2 days. All of our branches started gathering supplies almost immediately to donate to the local distribution center that was taking care of supplies and personal needs of those who were displaced. Even though we've always been active in the community, this was when we officially coined the phrase, Cross Bank Cares. I believe that we've always cared, but when you start serving the community and looking at everything you do through the lens of Cross Bank Cares, it will change the way that you give and serve. We don't give and serve for the praises of man, but I have to admit that when you receive that heartfelt thank you note for a donation or for an act of service, there is a sense of pride in our people that wells up inside because of a job well done.
I'm Steve Kenner, Senior Managing Director at Intrify. At Intrify, we're the industry leader in providing FDIC insurance and balance sheet management tools and have been doing so for some 22 years. The failure of Silicon Valley Bank has been a game changer for us. As you might imagine, hundreds of banks have flocked to our network because of the extending of FDIC insurance that we provide, And regulators are now more concerned than ever before about uninsured deposits and concentration limits, and we're here to provide that backstop for our banks. We offer FDIC-insured programs and provide a true balance sheet management tool for banks. This allows banks, whether it's term CDs or money markets, and whether or not they need the deposits on balance sheet or off, we can assist the bank, so you never have to say no to a deposit. You can always be in deposit gathering mode. If you don't want the deposits, sell them off balance sheet, take fee income in lieu of having those deposits on your balance sheet. And the beauty of that is, once you've done that, you've got this ready-made pool of liquidity sitting right off your balance sheet you can bring back on whenever you need it. We have an impressive group of sales professionals that are here for one reason, and that's to help banks be successful utilizing our services. It's easy to join, it's free. I recommend everybody come by booth 600 and just talk to us, because we can help your bank in many ways, including giving you synthetic size so you never have to say no to a deposit. On Friday morning at 7 a.m., we're having our learning lab. It's all about how to utilize our services. Come by Magnolia 13. We promise you it'll be very educational and well worth your time. Come by booth 600. We're sponsoring conference t-shirts, and everybody has to take one of those home. We're also giving away some unique prizes. Come by and register.
My name is Mike Burke. I work at Choice One Bank in Lapeer, Michigan. I have always worked in banking. I started as a teller and worked my way up to where the position I'm in now. PSP is crucial because the bank has made a decision that they need to use a provider because they're not going to do it in-house. So you want to work with somebody, you got to have a starting point, and working with the ICBA, who has vetted these providers, gets you that way ahead on the start. And you certainly want to use somebody like the ICBA that only deals with community banks. So the partnership has brought a lot of value to our bank, and I have a good one example. We had a need for a vendor, used the PSP process, saw who they recommended, started using that vendor in a very small way, the very specific thing that we needed them for at that time, and now it's grown into one of our biggest partners. The value in using the PSP search process is, think of it as Google for banking. So when you're starting a search for a new vendor, you don't want to just go out and use a search engine and try to find that. You need to start with somebody, start somewhere that's vetted out those vendors, those partners, and that's what the ICBA PSP program does. The ICBA PSP programs help our bank so much that I wanted to be involved with getting that out to the rest of the community bankers in the country. So that's one of the reasons I'm so excited to be chair of the Bank Innovation and Solutions Committee.
Moultrie-Colquitt County is a very unique community. It's a very southern community. It's ag-driven, whether you are actually growing the crops, selling the crops, or selling to the industry in terms of equipment, parts, things like that. We have had the expansion in our medical community here. We had the addition of PCOM, the Philadelphia College of Medicine, that opened a South Georgia campus. The airport is growing. They are continuing to expand. They have gotten a number of funding, different federal grant fundings.
You've got your large banks, but to me, local means everything. And I think that with your larger banks, whether they've been sold out or whether they're corporate offices or somewhere else, I think that makes a lot of difference. I think with your local banks, that you care about your customers, they're important to you. You want to make sure your customers are successful. I mean, whether they're opening a personal checking account or if it's a commercial loan or it's an ag loan, I mean, it's very important to me. Local means a lot to me.
I think everyone knew that a healthy, true community bank contributed to the overall financial health of the county, community, what have you. In the whole process of starting a bank, one of the things that I was surprised the most about was the interest from the public.
I was one of the original ones. It was a good friend of mine that's on the board also. He and I are real close, and we were sitting in our pickup trucks with our windows rolled down, and he said, "You ever thought about starting a bank?" He said, "We're hearing horror stories about what's going on in the banking industry in Moultrie." And I said, "Well, now that you mention that, and we're hearing things also, about how difficult it is to go in and get a loan, just the sheer paperwork that's in process, and the length of getting any type of results, of knowing what you're going to do, and these are people that that's got good credit, there's not an issue with, that you don't have to worry about if they're going to pay their bills or not. I had a good friend of mine. He was an older gentleman. He was 96 years old. He heard that we were starting this bank. He called. He wanted to know how could he help and how could he be involved. And we ended up with 486 investors from 5 or 6 counties. We raised $21.5 million.
It's about giving back and supporting, because I think if you build those relationships early and kids see you supporting them in what they're doing, they remember that. They've got that softball rec t-shirt that they wear for the next year until they outgrow it. It's got the bank's name on it. Hopefully that means something to them when they get old enough to open a bank account, or they recognize our logo. It's that piece where you give back. That's a lot of what being a part of the community, what a community bank means, and what we're able to do. We're just not writing a check and passing it down the line.
We started with probably 4 or 5 employees banking out of a strip mall. And within just a little over a year, moving into our new facility, a 9,000 square foot building with 13 to 15 employees, couldn't be more proud or more excited for the future for Moultrie Bank and Trust.
I'm proud of Moultrie Bank and Trust because it truly is a community bank. It isn't a slogan, a tagline, a marketing ploy. We are community in every sense of the word.
Hi, I'm Bob Joyce. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for the Plateau Group, which is an insurance holding company based in Crossville, Tennessee. As an ICBA preferred service provider, we offer an array of lender products, which are typically in the debt protection type category, including debt cancellation, credit life and credit disability insurance, group mortgage life and disability insurance, GAP programs, reinsurance, as well as other fee income products.
Community banks do great things locally. They support local businesses, make more loans to your neighbors, and offer banking with a personal touch. Yet consumers have a difficult time defining and identifying community banks. So we set out to change that, starting with targeting millennials, whose values make them a perfect match for community banks. The challenge, they're the most marketed to generation in history, and they're incredibly distracted. But research suggested a way to break through. We found that community is important to millennials. They prefer to shop locally, support local businesses, and value personalized service, which gave us an ideal way to connect. And connect we did, by coming together to launch a digital and social campaign that differentiated the community bank business model.
So, when I bank with you guys, where does my money go?
Oh, it goes in the tube.
Oh, no, I mean, does it help locally and stuff?
Like after the tube? We don't talk about after the tube.
Don't let a big bank make you feel small. Want your money to stay in your community? Find your community bank at banklocally.org.
With messaging that struck the right tone and a toolkit of customizable assets that member banks use to amplify the campaign in their local markets, our combined efforts have been spreading the word across the country. And with ads that most viewers found very or completely relatable, people have started to take notice. We've increased our target reach, interest in member banks. We'll continue working together to keep the momentum going. Because when it comes to success for community banks, the answer is in the name, community.
I'm enjoying this conference so far. I think it's quite educational, and it gives you an opportunity to network with other people in the industry as well. So it's awesome.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Lenore. I am ICBA's Chief Learning and Experience Officer, and I have the incredible fortune to be able to work with a team that oversees the education and events experience at ICBA Live. I'm really excited to share that ICBA Education is launching its new professional development planner at ICBA Live. One of the things that we heard for years from our community bank members is that they wanted a resource, they wanted a tool to enhance their career journey throughout their organizations. So what banks will find in this tool is not only the competencies and skills identified for each role at an organization, but also the identification of over 88 different job descriptions to determine where they want to go with their careers. You know, I think the unique thing about community banks is that they're all different. So what we've created for our community bankers is a suite of education opportunities for each and every banker across the country. What you will find with ICBA Education is what you need for your organization to excel, to optimize, and to really maximize your service and your support to your communities. With 59 learning labs at ICBA Live, there's something for everyone here. And I think in order to get the most out of your experience, I always tell people to prioritize those must-have learning labs, those learning labs that connect to you directly. One of the other opportunities at ICBA Live is to meet new people. Take this as an opportunity to network and meet others from the community banking industry. Please come visit us in booth 633 or ICBA Central. We will be doing demos throughout the expo hall hours, and we'd love to have that conversation with you and show you what it's all about.